Hi.
Hi, guys.
Hi,
Hello.
guys. Oh my god, you guys. Is it recording? Oh my god, okay, we're going.
Okay.
Holy shit. Okay, what's good, y'all? It's your girl Indah G in the house, back again with another episode of the Indah G Show, where educational and entertaining gets a little explicit. Full episodes are available on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Episode clips are also available on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. PSA for all of our deaf and hard of hearing viewers and listeners all over the world. Our full episodes on YouTube come with automatic English closed captions that have been reviewed and revised by our team to ensure accuracy. For those of our local Indonesian audience in need of Indonesian translations, you can find Bahasa Indonesia closed captions on the episode clips of this episode uploaded on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, which we will be sure to post a lot of from each and every episode on this show to ensure that none of you miss out. Now, without further ado, let's get started. And I feel like these two girls, they don't really need much of an introduction. Y'all know who they are. Y'all been asking for them to come back on my channel. They're back. Miss Girl, Shanika, you haven't been on my show since like the
year.
Yeah, and like remember it was like the very the very beginning. I had barely any equipment. We didn't even have lights. I had to rely on natural sunlight. Remember?
Yeah, and so much has improved since then.
No. Oh, Peter.
She has a whole bat cave now.
Yeah, no, the improvements have been incredible. And we got Miss Katie back.
The beautiful Katie.
I feel like I'm always on here.
Yeah, you're literally like our most recurring guest. Oh, I love that. Right?
Great,
See, I'm a loyal friend. I mean, I love that Shanika can now be a part of this conversation.
Oh, yeah.
I love it.
Am I allowed? I mean, you publicize that shit on social media.
was
so I
everybody
guess.
knows.
Yeah. The last time Shanika was on my YouTube channel, even like when we were doing our makeup, you wasn't single, and now you are.
Yeah.
How's the dating pool?
Yeah, let's talk about that first.
It's amazing. I love it. Tapi kayak, speaking of bare minimums, I guess I don't really have that high expectations for dudes.
Yeah. But are you looking? Is it because you're not looking for a boyfriend?
I am looking.
Can you do that again in my ear?
Mother, stop watching.
Yeah, I mean, once I get to like really like someone, I do like start to kind of expect a few things. But now that we're discussing the bare minimum, it's also something I kind of think about. Though my bare minimum personally is just respect. Everything all boils down to that. Because so there was once like a dude that had to pick me up all the way from like the other side of Jakarta, because like my house is on Ujung Jaksel.
Yeah.
And his house was like Ujung Jakut Jakbar or something like.
Is this recent? Is this a recent guy?
I do not want to say
Okay.
a lot.
Okay.
It's fine.
So basically, this guy had to pick me up, and I told my friend, I was like, oh, that's really nice of him. Like, I could always just meet this guy in the middle. Like, I'm completely fine with that. And then like my friend's like, what? Picking you up is the bare minimum. And I'm like, but like I'm 40 kilometers away. It's like, yeah, but he's going on a date with you. Like, that's the bare minimum. And I'm like,
oh, I don't know about that.
Was it a date?
it was a date.
Okay. Did he initiate the date?
Yeah.
Does he have a car?
Yeah.
Does he drive?
Yeah.
Oh.
He got gas money?
Yeah.
I feel like it's a bare, like, for me, I feel like that's a bare minimum. Especially taking you home at night. If it's like late at night, that's like more important.
Right. No, because if it's taking you home late at night, now that's the bare minimum.
Yeah.
If this was like, I don't know, like in broad daylight, I can like I can excuse it. Like if you're kind of like, can you just maybe take a go check? But that's just me.
Yeah.
That's just me.
I mean, it depends, like, on the whole point, I think, is it depends on the intent, like, in the intention.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Are you expecting a relationship? Or are you just, like, messing around? Because if it's a relationship, you want them to have the respect for you to, like, pick you up, take you, and, like, you kind of, like, want them to give a good first impression to your parents, no? Like, a guy that picks you up at home, I know that's a thing for my mom.
I would never introduce to like my
Not
parents.
introduce.
Like,
Tabi kaya just the fact that a guy came to your house to pick you up. No?
Right. Yeah, it shows like that it's like effort, they care and stuff like that. But okay, now I understand my position in this episode. I'm very new to the dating scene. So I'm also figuring this stuff out. I'm trying to know what's okay and what's not. Like all this time I've just been pretty chill. Like if you want to meet in the middle, sure. Like all that I care about is like we get along, there's chemistry.
We vibe.
Like sometimes I don't really mind actually. Like so yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I have a lot to kind of learn.
Yeah, it's just a bit difficult now because like back in the day, guys were so much more chivalrous.
Oh
It's
god,
like
hot topic.
I
Mwah,
know.
mwah.
Yeah, but like
Chivalry's dead.
it's kind of true though,
You think-
because like because like back in the day, it was like you only intended to date marriage. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
unless he's your friend.
Mm-hmm.
But like now, it's like it could be just a hookup. It could be like just be casual.
true.
It could just be friends with benefits. It could be like a boyfriend material. And like because of that, like there isn't just like this expectation that has to be met anymore. You
Mhm.
know, like
Yeah.
guys, and also like guys, everyone's attention span is so short now
Mm-hmm.
that it's like
True.
Mm-hmm.
you don't have time to just like focus on one person.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially with dating apps and everything. Dating apps
Mhm.
and TikTok, social media in general, it gives you the illusion that there's always someone out there.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
an unlimited amount of people, and you feel like the person you're with could just not be the one. Like it's like never enough. Because I mean, back then, like you meet someone, like I don't know, you go to the same church or you go to the same like Zumba dance class. I don't know, and
Why
you
are
don't
meeting these guys?
I don't know. This is an example for all like the older generation. I'm so sorry.
Uh-huh.
There's not like ages for me. It's like Zumba dance class. Okay, so I think you get what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
they don't have access to this wide range of like other
Yeah.
people to like date, and it's very easy as well. Like you're seeing these people, like you're seeing their CVs, like you see their face, their job,
Mm-hmm.
their bios to see if they're funny or not, and then like you can easily like swipe left or right. It's like
Mm-hmm.
the options there are like limitless. So I think with that, people are just like, you know, if this one doesn't work out, there's always another.
Yeah.
And it's just like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also with like the whole equality thing now, it's like, I mean, I guess like the way we hear about this term that we're using,
The
like
bare minimum.
bare minimum,
Mhm.
it's always, don't you think it's like referring to guys most of the time? Like guys don't really talk to girls that way.
That's why. I mean, I guess it's a little bit of a spoiler, but I do want to make a part 2 of this where, like, instead of 2 girls, it's 2 guys. So I want to get the straight
Oh,
male
that's
perspective.
interesting.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love that.
No, because it's true. Every time, like, we talk about, bitch, it's the bare minimum. This is the bare minimum. We always hear about girls talking about it, right? But it's like, what are the female bare minimums for men? Peter? No, I'm just kidding. The way Peter laughed at that. Sorry. Also, I wanted to add, like intersecting all of this conversation, like in the context of putting all of this in the context of the bare minimum too. Like a lot of people tend to forget that what's a bare minimum for you might be different for me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But I feel like, and this is really kind of like the bulk of what I wanted to talk about, is how there are things like objective things that should not be subjective. You know what I mean? Like it should be like, no, I don't care like what perspective you are operating off of. Like this is the bare minimum. Like I feel like there are objective bare minimums.
Oh, I agree.
Especially in the context of dating and relationship.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been on a date in forever. I don't even think I've had a thing with a guy in forever, but I see it a lot. Like,
part of the reason why, if y'all watching me on
hit her
YouTube,
up. Someone this fine and she hasn't been taken out in a while.
I know,
Come
it's
on.
disrespectful. Honestly, take her off the goddamn market
No.
so that I don't gotta compete with a bitch like her.
bitch, shut the fuck up. You go on more
Facts.
dates than me.
That is true.
Yeah.
Are we the generation of low standards?
I don't think it has anything to do with like low standards or low self-esteem, honestly. Like, I think it's just like, I wouldn't say it's low standards. I honestly think a lot of it has to do with like the whole feminism movement.
Ooh,
Yeah.
T, I want you to please elaborate. No, I feel like I don't even disagree with you. Like,
Yeah.
go-
Yeah, I mean, this is like controversial. Not everyone's gonna agree with me, but
we love controversial here, mama. That's why
yeah.
you're here.
But with the whole feminism movement, like there is no thing of like girls have like this is the expectation for that girls have to meet, and this is the expectation that guys have to meet. The guy has to pay for the girl all the time, and the girl has to sit there and look pretty, and the girl has to. So it's like there. What is the bare minimum now? Like it's not like, oh, the guy has to pick me up because I'm a girl and I'm like this docile, like I'm gonna be hurt. Like
Yeah.
a lot of girls now
Yeah.
maybe have more money than the guy.
Yeah.
Maybe have a job that the
Yeah.
guy doesn't have. Like the guy doesn't have a job. Maybe she has a car and he doesn't have the car. So like, would she have to pick him up for a date?
Yeah.
You know, like there's just like, I feel like that's what it is like the feminism movement.
Right.
Yeah, and there's also this thing now in like dating culture, I guess, that I've seen prominently on TikTok, especially because I don't know, my TikTok just knows that I'm single now. It's just hitting me.
Oh, the algorithm knows everything, no doubt.
It's
They
like
know everything.
It's just new,
Mhm.
and then like a lot of people discuss feminine energy, masculine energy, and like stuff like that. At first I was like, oh, is this true? But it just makes me like a bit more self-conscious. I was like, oh, as a woman, am I not supposed to do that? Does that make me less feminine? Does that make me less desirable in the market? Stuff like that. It makes me like kind of think. And it also like, again, revolves around the bare minimum, because like these videos are like, yeah, as a woman you need to like stay, like you need to receive, you need to be treated this way, like you need to be treated like a princess. But then like I think about it like, sometimes not everyone wants to be treated that way. Like they like to stand up for themselves a bit more, or like they don't mind not getting princess treatment like that. So is like what you said before, like if there is a bare minimum that's like actually objective, yang kayak plak harga mati gitu, it's kind of hard to pinpoint that, because maybe it's different for every person.
Yeah.
I mean, the basics would be like respect you.
Yeah, that's
I think a new bare minimum that we've come up with now is like a guy asking for consent for things. Like the first time you guys like get a bit freaky, or if he wants to kiss you or whatever, like for the first time a guy going like, can I kiss you, or like, are you okay, like how do you feel with this, maybe in the middle of like you doing the freaky deaky, like maybe a lot of girls would, like my friends would be like, oh my god, he actually did this, like isn't that wild, like he actually like asked me if like I'm like comfortable, like I feel good with like what's happening now. And it's like, no baby, that's the bare minimum now.
And some bitches would be like, what, that's normal.
Yeah,
that should be the bare minimum with all the cases of like sexual assault going on in the world.
If you've been a female within a male friend group, you kind of get to see how they treat other females.
Yeah.
And then and then like the expectation just lowers. Like the way they talk about females can be so degrading. So when a guy treats you right, even sometimes you question like, are they like this in front of their male friends? Because that's a whole different case.
Yeah.
No, I really agree with you, because when I was in Sydney, I had a whole bunch of guy friends. I never had guy friends. Like the only guy friend I had was gay in high school.
Yeah.
And in Sydney, I thought they were great friends. Like they treated me like I was like this precious thing, because I was the youngest out of all of them, and like they were like, I couldn't do, like they wouldn't let me walk on the street alone. They wouldn't let me. And then at the same time, I would hear them talk about the girls they would hook up with, and I'm like, how can you treat me like this? And then treat the girls that you hook up with so much less respect than you treat me. And it's like, guys will have respect for a girl until they hook up with them.
Won't have or will have?
Will have respect until they hook up with the girl. And then like, it's almost as if
that's fucked up though, because like she giving you what you want.
Yeah.
Like,
not all guys. I'm just saying some of the ones that I've encountered. It also has to do with the hookup culture, because like, a girl doesn't sometimes like, you know how there's standards for like girlfriend material, wifey material, and then like hookup material, or like a one night stand material. And like, I guess people would label girls who have a lot like a higher standard for the bare minimum and like expect more from a guy almost as like wifey level or like girlfriend level, and then the girls that didn't have like as much of a standard for men, or like the bare minimum was set lower, it would be like, oh, hookup material. But a lot of the times it's hard to get to the girlfriend level if like you don't do the hookup level.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? Like now it's like, it's so
normalized.
Yeah, I think that's why a lot of girls go like, okay, I'll set the bare minimum low so that I can get this guy. And then like over time they try to like, you know, put themselves into like that girlfriend level, but it's so hard to get out of a hookup, like the hookup level, and go into the
like once you set the tone.
Yeah.
For it being a hookup, it's kind of, do you think it's hard to elevate into like the...
Yeah, because it's like, okay, this is so bad, but like sometimes guys have I feel like guys still have the idea of like, why get the cow for if you can get the milk for free? You know that saying? I hate that saying, but
misogyny.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like, in my opinion, I don't know. In my opinion, I have a lot of. I find that very problematic. obviously we don't condone that over here.
No. But I also think that has to do with like setting the bare minimum.
I think the bare minimum for hookup culture is to tell your partner you just want to hook up.
Oh,
instead of leaving the one. I think that's completely the bare, like
be honest.
Be honesty and respect. Like if you want to hook up, like you just find them hot, but you don't want to have a relationship with them. That's completely up to you. But you just have to inform it so you don't lead someone on.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna talk about dating apps. Bumble over Tinder. 100% Bumble over Tinder. The number one thing for me, you know how on Bumble there's the magnifying glass. It's like what you're looking for, and people always specify you're looking for a relationship, you're looking for something casual, you're looking for whatever, right? That for me is so clutch. Like I take seriously the whole what am I looking for, and if it says looking for a relationship, I don't care how hot this man is. If he my type, I'm swiping left. I'm swiping left. No, because it's to me it's just more like what you said, the bare minimum of like respecting what people are looking for. Yeah.
But people lie. The amount of guys will say, I'm looking for a relationship just so they get in your pants, and then next thing you know, they've left.
I have noticed this occurring a lot where because guys will lie about, I want to be in a relationship, but they just want to fuck. Girls will do the opposite. They're like, I just want something casual, and then they end up,
That's what I'm referring to as like they have like low standards for the bare minimum so that they can get the guy.
Yeah,
and then they try to like progress in that, but it's hard once you set the tone for your bare minimum. It's hard to like in the middle of the relationship expect more. Because the guy is so used to what you've expected from the beginning.
Yeah, no, I sympathize. I don't think that that's the way it should be, but I also I understand just common sense, like why that is difficult.
I was thinking about my bare minimum, right?
Oh yeah, I am 10 toes deep about the fact that there are bare minimums that are objective. Okay, like what we kind of opened up with, right? Respect. Respect is the bare minimum. It's a non-negotiable.
And
consent is a non-negotiable bare minimum. Not even, I mean, is it fair to say like bare minimum, or is it should be like non-negotiable? Are they like different categories?
No, I think they're the same.
They're the same, right? Yeah, non-negotiable bare minimums. Being respectful. Consent also falls within the domain of having respect. Yeah.
Cleanliness. Shower. Like the bare minimum.
Wash your fucking ass cracks, please. Please. I will talk day and night about how more men need to wash their fucking ass cracks. Peter's laughing.
Don't smell like a fermented susu kedelai.
Yeah. No, you know what? I feel like something else. Remembering important details about you.
Oh, your birthday.
Oh, that is really nice.
Birthday and anniversary is one thing. Bitch, you better remember, I'm allergic to shrimp, and if I eat shrimp, I'm gonna end up in the urgent care.
Oh, that's important. That's a health hazard. It's hard because, like, they might not just be dating you. You know, like, now people multi-date, so there could just be too many girls and he doesn't remember.
It's okay, Shanika, me too.
Remember your name.
Remember. Oh my god. Have ya?
Wait. Wait. No. I got one. Wait, hold on. I asked my guy best friend, what does it mean when like a guy calls you babe? He's like, he has too many bitches. He just calls every girl babe so he doesn't accidentally say the wrong name.
That's so funny.
Because that's what he does. Like, this guy is like a player. Like, me and my friend group would make jokes like he has one girl in every city, and it's true. Like, every time he posts like a story with like, that soft launching type beat where it's just like the hand or like the shoulder, we would just be like, Gorontalo, Jakarta, Bogor, Depok, Semarang, Solo. And sometimes I think I got it right once. I was like, Bogor? Yeah. This dude is Mr. Worldwide. No, Mr. Nationwide.
Mr. Indonesia, Java-wide.
Yeah, there you go.
Island-wide. No, Shanika, this one's about to hit close to home for you. You know what else is a bare minimum? Not cheating.
Oh God! Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, if you want to be in an open relationship, just say so. You know, you know something I noticed? Di Belanda, in the Netherlands, open relationships is so normal.
Oh God!
Everyone is in an open relationship.
Could ya?
I don't know.
No, I love monogamy. I can't do that. Like,
yeah.
Even. Oh I hope. No, it's just like I'm just gonna be honest. If I like a person, it's so hard for me to share that energy with other people.
Yeah.
Okay, I like if I really like him, like why would I talk to someone else? Like it's just like draining my energy.
Yeah.
In a way. So I can't really like.
Yeah, but at the same time, like I've been in a almost 4-year long relationship. It gets boring.
Oh yeah, it really
It
does.
does, and then like your mind does wander sometimes.
That's why I keep saying, like, I believe in monogamy one at a time, not throughout your entire life. Do you see what I mean? Do you see? Yeah. Of course, like when I'm with a guy, I'm with that one guy at that one time. But like,
Focus.
I'm not. It's more so coming from the perspective of like trying to normalize divorce and like make like being more like bless you.
Thank you.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, like normalizing divorce just because I feel like I'm sorry, this is kind of derailing, but it's like, you know, if you're gonna get a divorce, like you're not meant to be with just one person like your whole life. Just like, just get a divorce.
Yeah.
But I don't want to derail too much about that.
Yeah.
But
like culture is a big part about bare minimum. I would argue Indonesia, like in Indonesia, the bare minimum is still better than like when I was dating in Australia.
Babes.
The bare minimum in Australia is something different.
Babes, the bare minimum in these fucking Anglosphere ass, Western ass countries.
It's gone. There is no bare minimum. You be thankful
die.
for anything you get.
Communication.
Yeah.
Just like being able to communicate.
Wait, no, here. Bare minimum, no physical abuse.
Oh.
I mean,
sorry, that is completely.
That
is like bedrock.
Yeah.
See, guys, this is what I mean when I say objective, non-negotiable bare minimums. Yes, it is like literally the bare fucking minimum for you to not beat the living shit out of your partner.
Yeah.
Wait, connecting to what you guys said before about like chivalry is dead or like how men back then were more chivalrous, are we talking about men in the 1950s where they beat their housewives?
No, I feel like that's not what Miss Katie meant.
No, that's not what I meant. But also, like, isn't it funny how like they would open the door for their wives and like pick them up and take them places and do this and do that, and then at home they would beat them up. It's like
because it's all for show.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's like because like people like would say like, oh, men in the 1950s, like the songs are like, put your hand on my shoulder, it's like bam 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 at home. Oh sorry, oh my god, that's insensitive. Sorry. No. That is insensitive. I'm sorry. Would never do that again. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, that's like it's the what's that one Christmas song that got canceled because it's like not consensual. I really can't stay.
Oh, baby, it's cold outside.
Yeah, that one.
It got canceled?
Yeah,
because like she's saying I gotta go home, and he's saying one more drink, and it's like, you're not understanding that she's saying no, babes.
Yeah.
You're trying to get her drunk. Yeah.
Do you know that song, Peter? I really can't stay, but baby, it's cold outside. Like, bitch, you want to go home? Let her go home.
And she's like, I got to go away, and I was like.
Yeah,
he's like trying to, coerce her to stay. Another thing for relationships, the bare minimum is like keeping in touch with each other because everyone has their own lives. Everyone is so busy these days.
Communication.
But it's not just communication. It's like everyone has interests of their own. In a relationship, you have to find like interests that you can find together so you can stay in a relationship and have stuff to talk about. Like, I was in a relationship where we just had none of the same interests. 3 years in, he was obsessed with Dota. I could not give a flying fuck. I was like, I do not care about any of this. And we just had nothing to talk about anymore. So it's like, true. And I would make an effort to be like, what are you watching? What shows are you watching? Okay, I'll watch it too. So we have something to talk about. He would never do it back.
Yeah.
Never once.
I feel like a bare minimum
effort.
Is... but specifically the effort to at least, even if it's not a genuine interest, but to at least try to engage with your partner's interests.
Yeah.
Even if it's, just a little bit. Like, even if it's not genuine, It's like, all the guys that I've dated, like, they don't know jack shit about makeup and skincare. They couldn't give a flying fuck. But they know because it's something that I'm passionate about and it's something that I like and I take joy in.
Yeah.
And it's the bare minimum to literally be like, what is this? And then, like, the joy of me be, like, getting to educate a grown straight man of what foundation does.
Or being like, okay, I'll, like, do makeup on me, or like do skincare night.
That is
literally,
so cute.
There's this guy that DMs me all the time, and I feel so bad because I always leave him on read because I'm terrible.
Okay,
I'm terrible at speaking to men. Like, that's a story for a different time. That's why I don't date. But he always is like, teach me how to do your eyeliner. And it's like, I can tell he's trying because I never respond to him. So he's trying to like find things that I'm interested in. But, you know, I'm just not there yet.
Yeah. Were you going to say something?
Yeah, no, I just kind of remembered like my ex before the recent one.
Okay.
I found it really attractive. Like one day he was like, I heard all about that. Oh, this was like in 2019. He was like, I heard all about that James Charles drama, and I'm like,
it's just fun to talk. Like, it's just fun to explain everything.
This guy's like trying to understand like my world.
Yeah, he understands the female gaze.
Yeah, even if you're just laying in bed, it's like, babe, do you want to know what happened today with like this? And then he like genuinely is like, no way, like. Really? He did
Spill
that?
the tea.
Like,
Yeah.
Like, okay, like I'm just excited. It's like if a game is being released and he's into it, like I'll pretend to be interested. Just you know.
I mean, I feel like, and I mean, obviously, we're past the age of like people being forced to be married to each other and everything, and like marriage being kind of like this economic transaction. I feel like we're past those times, right? Thankfully, and I feel like a bare minimum these days is to just be able to be best friends with your partner.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Right?
That's a beautiful bare minimum.
That's literally just the bare minimum. I want to throw in something that I think is a bare minimum, but I feel like I don't know if y'all would disagree. I'm sure a lot of the women watching are going to be disagreeing with this. I think a bare minimum in a relationship, and it don't matter if you put this in a heterosexual context, a homosexual context, like I do not care. Taking turns paying for each other is a bare minimum. Now this one I'm open for it to be more subjective.
That's
Really? Mama, I'm not gonna buy it.
No, I'm just like, how do I say this properly? Like, I'm not gonna lie, it feels good to be like taken care of, right?
Yeah, no, but that's why I said taking turns paying for each other.
What do you think, Shan?
Lay it on me, mama.
I mean, I like to think that maybe if he pays for this dinner, I'll pay for something else. Like I'll pay for a bottle. Or like he pays
popcorn.
Like you can replace with even like smaller things just to like at least show that you also respect them, and you also respect their time, and you're more than just something to take care of. You're also like a human being, and like you're able to be responsible and pay for something. I guess that's how I view it. So even though sometimes I know like my date or whatever would pay like a huge amount, I would try to at least pay back something. I would be like, it's like he paid for like, someone would pay for like a very expensive dinner. I'm like, oh, do you want me to do parking? I'll pay for parking.
That's cute.
I'll pay for the transport or something. Like at least something if you don't want to split bill, because some men are kind of fragile on that. I was like, no, let me pay. No, like I took you out here. So I think like the best way to go around that was like, oh no, just let me handle something else, like the parking, you know.
Okay. Yeah.
That's what I think. Yeah.
I used to think that way. Like I used to
think
the same way as you.
Okay.
I used to think that way. And like I'll still go on a date with a guy even if we're paying ourselves, even if it's split bill. I think for me it's important the first date, if he asks me out, I would appreciate it if he paid, but like I'm not gonna throw a fit and like walk away if he doesn't. I'll like, if he can't pay, like I'll pay, but it's just like a thing. I'm just gonna be honest, it's a thing in my mind. And then like I guess the more I like see and the more I experience in the world, like it's, how do I say this, we put a lot of effort to go to a date. Like do you know, like to get there, that's already a lot of effort personally for me. And it's like guys expect so much from girls. Nails gotta be done, outfits gotta be poppin', hair's gotta be good, makeup on point. Like that costs money, babes. Like it's not like I'm
bener-bener ngeluarin duit.
Yes. And like a guy that will respect the fact that like, okay, you can pay, but he'll be like, I got you, like use your money for like, you know, if you want to invest in something, like use your money for you, let me treat you like that. It's not a bare minimum, but like I appreciate that so much. Like I would still consider a guy who doesn't do that, but like if he does treat me to things, I would like, that's like a plus.
Okay.
And the first date I've had with my ex was also like me asking him if I could split bill and like pay, and he was genuinely very surprised. He said that because of that, I was like kind of like on the top of his list, like, oh wow, this is like finally a girl out of everyone that I've ever dated she wants to pay for herself. Like it's like a standout factor.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Personally, as a girl, I also appreciate a guy who does offer to pay it all.
Yeah.
Like, I'll still offer to like pay for my part of the bill, but like it's just an extra like a tick in the box if he declines.
Yeah. I mean, no, I want to make it clear, like, obviously, I'm not out here being, like, offended, like, when a man offers to pay for me, being like, what, so you think I don't have money on my own because I'm a woman? Like, no, that is not where it's coming from, right?
No,
I'm saying, and, like, I want to make this clear that I feel like it is within your own discretion to have whatever opinion you have about the topic of splitting the bill, which I'm kind of like, why is this such a controversial topic? But it's such a hot button topic here in Asia, like Indo-Asia in general, right? And you can have whatever stance you have on this topic. Like, I feel like it ain't that deep for us to be like cutting ties and like burning bridges or whatever. Like, we just calm down, right? People can there is room for different opinions. Now, I want to make it clear, like, for me, I appreciate it when a man pays for me. Right, I definitely appreciate it. Why I'm saying that I think it's a bare minimum for us to take turns is because I think from an egalitarian standpoint, I think it's just kind of unfair to always put the burden on the man to provide for everything. I think it's one of those. What's the 5 love languages? Acts of service, right?
Acts of service, physical touch,
gift giving.
Gift giving. So I think this kind of intersects acts of service and gift giving. It's like the bare minimum, like one way to demonstrate acts of service, or I guess gift giving too. Like either one of the two or both those two is once in a while, babe. Let me take the bill. Let me treat you.
Yeah. It's also like just it's like tahu situasi orangnya nggak sih?
Like,
who are you going on a date with?
Yeah.
If you know that they're not well off and you might be more well off, like, okay, that's fine if you want to treat them. But like,
exactly.
Then the other way around, if the guy is more well off and like he wants to treat the girl, that's fine too.
Nuances matter and context definitely matters.
The way I was raised, my mom would always use the things that she gets me over my head. She's like, I bought this for you. It was expensive. You need to appreciate this. Gini. That kind of makes me feel like this person, because they bought me something, I feel like I have to owe them now.
Yeah.
So the way that like I'm in the dating scene now, like I feel like I don't want someone to hold that over me.
100%.
Because like you never know how tulus someone is. Because like, okay, just as you guys have seen, my ex did go like a bit cuckoo and put on his Instagram story like, imagine spending all this money on a girl just to get cancelled on Twitter.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And
that's
a whole long story. Tapi every time he bought me something back then, I would always be like, are you sure you want to give this to me? Like I'm completely fine if you don't. Like I always tell him like, are you sure? Terus dia bilang kayak, yeah, aku tulus. Like this is like from the bottom of my heart.
Bullshit, ekos.
And then like, look, we broke up and then this happened. And I don't feel exactly like as bad as if I do not give anything to him in return, because I do make an effort. And this also correlates to like seeing situations like, for say, I cannot afford him the things that he affords me, but like I try to put it in energy. Like I made a glass painting with acrylic. Like if I cannot pay with money, I pay with my time.
Yeah.
I pay with my effort. Like he wanted to design clothes, I'm there to help him design.
Yeah.
Everything like that. And I think that's also the bare minimum of if like looking at your situation and trying your very best. Again, we're back to square one, which is effort.
Yeah, I agree.
And a lot of girls would be like, oh, this guy doesn't give me flowers. It's like, that's like the bare minimum.
That's not the bare minimum, babe.
Padahal kaya a guy can just like, flowers are sometimes like, oh my god, actually my best friend is like with his girlfriend now. Their first date was really cute. This guy just gave this girl loves penguins, and she says that I find it very cute that penguins, when they like each other or like they're dating or whatever, like proposing, I don't know, the male penguin gives the female penguin a rock. And so that's what my best friend did. He gave her a rock, and the girl kept it in her room like ever since, like dipajang.
That's cute. That's so
like
cute.
It's not a flower, dude. It's a rock.
But there's context.
There's context.
Context to that goes way above and beyond. Yeah. Oh my god.
Okay, we're giving my best friend too much credit.
No, that's so cute. It's also like the fact that he remembers the little things she tells her.
Again.
No, that is actually really cute. Good for you, Rama, if you're watching this, Ram.
Adorable.
Good on you, Rama.
Yeah, that's so cute. Like, I can't. That's just adorable.
Okay, now I want a rock.
I know. Please give me a rock.
Fuck flowers. Give me a rock.
No, I'm obsessed with penguins too. Like in the second grade, I was
cute.
obsessed with penguins. Like my dad took me to see the penguins in like south of wherever in Australia for my birthday. Like I was obsessed with them. And I told my boyfriend that at the time, like my boyfriend in the past. And he had a lot of bad things too. Like okay, so I'm not overlooking all the bad things, but one of the cutest things that I remember was me telling him a random fact about me, that I love penguins. For our 2nd year anniversary, he took me to that one. I don't condone this place, so I'm just saying the
Is
place.
it the penguin cafe?
It's the yeah.
Aww.
He took me to the penguin cafe, and it wasn't like a fancy place or anything. And I don't condone penguins in captivity, and this was before we understood about the SeaWorld crisis and everything. But like I'm just saying, like the little things matter.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, that's so true. Like one of my dates knows that like my favorite animals are orcas, and I hate animal captivity. And like sometimes he would kind of bring it up a little in conversations. I want to be like, oh, he remembers. That means a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like some people be like, that's the bare minimum. That's the bare minimum. Because sometimes people don't do the bare minimum.
Yeah.
And it's completely fine to appreciate someone's doing, because not everyone can do that.
Yeah.
Like someone literally not asking for consent. There's the R words out there. You know?
Yeah. I think we should be careful to not label everything as the bare minimum.
Yeah.
Because then what's special?
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? And then the standards just keep becoming ridiculously higher, like overly high and overly higher.
I don't know if this is a bare minimum for everyone, but for me personally, putting in effort with how you look, like if you're taking me out somewhere and like you expect me to look nice, I would like the same.
Expect back, yeah.
I would want you to dress nice too. Like, you know, like some of those guys who like take their girlfriend out for dinner and she's in a dress and he's in like baju tidur, like you know, I'm like
What did you say, Peter? Flip-flops.
yeah, flip-flops. And you don't always have to be dressed up. That's not what I'm saying. But like if you expect the girl to dress nice, like she would appreciate it if you did the same.
Exactly. And also just like there's a time and place for everything.
Yeah.
My goodness, like if a man took me out, I don't know if he want to take me fucking Wolfgang Steakhouse and he show up wearing flip-flops. Yeah, absolutely not, sir.
No.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Just like there's a time and place and everything. A time and place for everything.
Just show effort. Like I don't want to go on a date and then like it seems like he doesn't want to be there.
Oh, now this is a controversial bare minimum. In my opinion, this is an objective bare minimum. Being able to say sorry and apologize.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Take
Being able to
accountability.
Good
Accountability.
And
yeah,
see, the thing with that is that you can extrapolate that outside of the context of dating and relationships. It's not just within a romantic context. Like even amongst friends, even amongst your family, sometimes like, I don't know, I guess that's part of the human flaw is that we have a really big ego and it's really hard for a lot, like just by default, it's hard for humans to admit fault.
Especially boys.
Especially men. In my opinion. Yeah.
Yeah.
Agree to disagree, but especially men.
It's because it's ingrained in their mind, like, you should never show weakness. You should never. And so, like, I feel like guys sometimes find it difficult to apologize or admit defeat. It's just admitting defeat.
And whereas I think with women, we've internalized, because of centuries worth of patriarchal ideals and misogyny being instilled in us, a lot of women have internalized that, no, as women, we need to always say sorry.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm literally using I'm taking these bare minimums from my experience in my past relationship.
Yeah, all of this is like anecdotal, guys.
Yeah. One of mine is, this is bad. Like, I don't know if this is
Toxic.
I don't know if like I'm just broken from my past relationship. But a guy caring when you cry, like that's so important to me, because my ex sometimes, like, this is so bad, I would cry because of something happening at home.
Oh my god, would he be annoyed?
No.
Would he be like, okay?
I feel so bad for my younger self, I'm not gonna lie. I would call him because like I have a fight with my mom or something like that. Like, you're in your teens, you know? I would call him crying and he'd be like, leave me the fuck alone. I'm playing Dota. I can't do this shit right now. And he would get mad at me for calling him crying.
No.
Oh my god, Katie, this is Katie, this is why people say you're like Lana Del Rey. You know that also has happened to Lana. Do you know the song? Do you know the song "Video Games"?
Ma-
What do you think that was about? She fell in love with a guy who couldn't stop playing Dota, or I forgot, not Dota. Also a very similar video game. I forgot. Either it's Dota or League of Legends.
Oh my god.
My
So this is
pussy tastes like cherry cola.
Yeah.
No,
That's why people call you Lana. You went through the same shit as me.
yeah, no, that
Yeah.
honestly, that really broke me. And so like now,
Bear.
it did break me. So now like my bare minimum is a guy who like cares about my feelings, my emotions. Like don't
That is
just like
so low.
I know, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah,
but
yeah,
like
yeah.
you honestly these bare minimums, like you take them from your own experiences and your own traumas, like
100%.
yeah.
Yours is obviously not cheating from your own personal experience. But do you have
of
something
course.
else?
That is definitely the bare minimum.
Yeah.
Tapi now
Yeah.
I don't really, like now I don't really have trust issues or anything. It's just like I know if I get into another relationship, I won't say I like will believe he will be loyal to me forever because I've had experiences with like people cheating on me, and I've seen married men like talk to me.
Oh yeah, yeah,
bitch,
yeah.
do
You
you-
called me after that. I was
Bitch, do we want to talk about like how many married men we have in our DMs?
Yeah, so that affects it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's just like one day if you cheat, that's it. I'm out.
Honesty
Yeah,
is a big thing
honestly.
for you.
Tapi if you never cheat, like I'm gonna love you until then. But if
Yeah.
you cheat, I'm a skedaddle.
Or at least honesty. Right? No?
Yeah, that's a whole new topic actually. As in, like some people still stay even after getting cheated on, and
Yeah.
they work their way
Oh.
through it.
No, I mean like honesty as in like it takes levels to like cheat sometimes where like you don't just like go from like a perfectly stable relationship to cheating. Like usually the guy has like feelings of like a problem before that, and so like, being able to communicate your issue before it gets to the level of cheating.
Exactly. That's literally what I'm saying. The bare minimum: communicate when
Yeah.
something is up, when the vibe is
Yeah.
off, when something is off, when you feel in some type of way. Communicate that shit early on.
I'm not saying all the time. Like your
Yeah,
case
yeah.
with
Oh,
your
yeah, yeah, yeah,
ex
yeah.
was
No, yeah,
yeah,
it
yeah,
had nothing to
yeah.
do
It's
with your
completely fine.
relationship.
I'm
but-
completely fine with any commentary about my past relationship. It's like it's completely
Yeah.
chill.
No, I'm just saying, like, knowing what we know about your past relationship, it had nothing to do with your relationship. The man was just...
Yeah, for those that know, they know. For those that know, they know. I feel like a bare minimum that's been shaped by my experience. The one immediately what I can think of at the top of my head, also because it's fresh off of what we were talking about, the whole paying bill, and like I think a bare minimum is also to just like please have the decency to make sure that you're financially stable enough to even pursue something with me.
Yep.
I feel like right. I
I
think we can all and like. See, in my opinion, it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. I guess some people would say that, especially if you're a man. But in my opinion, okay, that it goes both ways. Like even as a woman, that you should, at least the bare minimum is to make sure that you're even financially stable enough to pursue something. I was in like in a flirtationship with this like guy. Oh my god, this is gonna sound so. I'm kind of scared because this is gonna sound so mean, and it's gonna sound kind of classist. I just put that disclaimer out there, but that is please understand that is not my intention. I am very understanding of people's situations, especially when it comes to financials and how not everybody has the privilege of having secure financials.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand. I am not making fun of that. It's more so than why he was all the way in. God, I'm so sorry. He was all the way in like Tangerang.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in Paperback and Kindle, right?
I live in Tangerang Selatan, babes.
Yeah. So you know the commute. He couldn't even afford the toll fee that I had to pay for. The toll fee for I can't remember what else I had to pay for, but I mean the toll fee is that to me it was like really not even the toll fee. You know what I mean? And see, that's why I don't want to seem insensitive here, but it's more so like if you're that broke, why did you go all the way from Tangerang? He spent his last however much money was still on his. What is it, flexi card or whatever,
Flash.
like the flash card to go from Tangerang to Paperback and Kindle, but then like he picked me up in he insisted to pick me up in Paperback and Kindle and go back to go to his place in Tangerang, but then like the toll for Paperback and Kindle to Tangerang, he didn't have the money for the toll, so I had to pay for the toll.
Oof.
You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Again, I don't want to
Yeah.
seem insensitive.
Yeah.
That's not what the place is coming from. It's more so this is gonna sound so mean. Tahu diri dikit, you know what I mean? Like if you're that broke, bro.
I think like the bare minimum is to be able to sustain and take care of yourself at the very least.
Exactly.
Okay, take care of yourself.
Exactly.
But I do have to argue with this point because there are a lot of like, I'm gonna use men as an example just because it's more common, but there are a lot of men that know the situation the woman is in, and they're prepared to help the woman get out of that situation. Like, take my mom. Take my mom and dad, for example. My dad had the means, like, he had a job, he had this, he was stable. My mom wasn't. Like, that's like before she got married to my dad, she wasn't. And my dad knew that going in. He was prepared to take that on, and he did. So at the same time, like, that's why I can argue with that bare minimum. It's like, that's why I say know what to expect of the other person. It's
fair.
It's like, know the other person's situation. If you're not ready, like, if unless he lied to you and he's like, oh, I got money, I got this, I got that. Yeah, and then he can't pay for it all. That's different. Yeah. But like, I feel like if you know that your significant other or the person you want to pursue doesn't have the means and doesn't have like the education, doesn't have the opportunity to get a job, and you know that, and you still want to go on a date with them or you still want to pursue a relationship with them, then do it with like your expectations set. Like, yeah.
I will just say, number one, I definitely was not expecting him. I knew he was broke, but not I can't afford tall broke. Yeah, you know what I mean? There's levels to this shit. Yeah. Number two, it's because I hold myself to that standard. Y'all know at this point I'm half financially independent from my mom. You know what I mean? I'm starting to make money on my own. I was already starting to make money on my own at that time. Like, I hold myself up to that standard of even as a woman, even knowing like the context of like, you know, the patriarchy saying like, oh, men can just, you're a woman, men can just pay for you. No, I hold myself up to the standard that I need to be financially secure enough and like have the financial means to pursue a relationship. So I expect that from the men.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like it's a bare minimum for you.
Very subjective.
Yeah, it's a bare minimum for you. I just want to put that disclaimer out there, because there are a lot of people that don't have the ability and can't get themselves out of a position of like poverty, and we're not saying like you guys should stay single. Like, that's not that's not what we're saying. We're saying
actually, thank you for clarifying that. Yeah, just to clarify so that I don't get harassed on the internet again. Like, it's a bare minimum for me because I hold myself up to that standard. I expect for my man to be able to hold himself up to that standard, right? So this is a very much a subjective bare minimum. Yeah.
Just like how to an extent, I agree with you. Like, if you go on a date and like they're taking you somewhere, don't go in expecting that they will pay for you. Go in with the money to maybe pay for yourself, and then if they pay for you, that's a plus. But like, just don't be blindsided when you get there.
That's true. I always make sure that I have the money prepared if as if I'm gonna pay for my own dari awal. Okay, if it's like 400k, I need to have 400k. Yeah. There ain't no way like I'm I'm eating something for 100k and I don't have 200k.
Yeah. I mean, that's just, I feel like that's kind of common sense, right?
I mean, not a lot of people have that common sense.
That is true. Common sense is it's a skill quite lacking.
My opinion with like spending the money thing is very different from yours. I'm not sure about you. I don't know what your stance is with like the man paying.
But I thought like we discussed that. Like
but like, are you like Indah's very set in her ways.
Yes,
she's very like, no, I want to.
I insist on splitting the bill. Yes.
Are you like? Do you insist like Indah, or would you like accept if they wanted to pay for
I would
you?
Accept, and I would try to pay in another way.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's basically it.
I've mentioned this in an episode before. Let me just, I guess, recap it again for like those listening to this. That like for me, like why I'm so adamant about splitting the bill is more so, I guess it's a trauma response that I've developed, just because like, number one, a lot of men have not, how do I say, they not accuse me of being a gold digger. A lot of men have told me that they think that I would be a gold digger, and then they're surprised that I'm not. That's number one. Right? I'm saying trauma response like loosely here. Okay, it's built off. I'm trying to say it's built off of my past experience. Number one, a lot of men assume that I'm a gold digger because I feel like I look the part.
I don't see that, but
not right now. Not right now.
I'm not saying you. Like, I'm not saying like based on your looks. I just, from knowing you, I don't see you as a gold digger.
Yeah, but a lot of men have literally upfront told me that I would have expected you to be, and then, you know, they would try to like be more PC about it, be more materialistic, you know, they kind of beat around the bushes, and I'm like, so you thought, you know, I was going to be one of them gold diggers? And they're like, yeah, I thought you was going to be one of those. See, that's number one. Number two, my firm stance of egalitarian bill paying is more so I don't want to give any man even an inkling of a thought that I might owe him anything. Yeah,
That's true.
So it's also a kind of a bit of like putting up a shield. And you were kind of talking about that too, about how like
with my mom.
Yeah.
And my ex as well. Like,
exactly.
They hold it against you.
Yeah,
exactly.
that was terrible.
Yeah.
What your ex did was terrible.
No, and like I sympathize with that because I come from a similar household. Growing up, like my mom,
I got you all of this.
Yeah. Mami udah bayarin kamu mahal-mahal sekolah di JIS, beliin kamu barang ini mahal, ini itu mahal, you know, and then it's always like that's just her. It was always used against me to do what she wants. And so I guess you and me both, we grew up with that, and so when we kind of apply that to men as well, it's like if you know, if a man wants to pay for everything, it's like, okay, but why is he doing all of this? Is it because he wants something from me?
Is it because does he want to own me, or like put
exactly
this over my head, or one day use this against me?
Exactly. And then one bad day, you know, he has one bad day, or like our parents have one bad day, and then suddenly they use all of that against you. Remember that time I bought you this? You don't even have money of your own, you know, blah 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 blah. Like they just hold that shit up against you.
That is so interesting.
Yeah.
That's so interesting. It's like very Freudian. What you expect from men is dependent on your parents and the things you've gone through in life.
Yes.
I've never thought of it that way.
Yes.
It's so Freudian. I've never experienced what you guys are talking about. It's just not something that like happened with my mom. My mom was
Chindo.
Oh, I mean,
yeah.
I don't know that's a
What about Peter's also Chindo? What about you, Peter?
That's like a
Are
Chindo
parents
thing,
like
right?
that?
I don't know.
My mom would buy me expensive things, and she would hold it against me and be like, because I bought you this Chanel bag that you didn't even ask for. I insisted that you buy it because I want you to flex it in front of your friends and make a point that we come from a rich family. I bought you this expensive Chanel bag, so now you have to do what I want and give up your dreams and follow the path that I want you to follow.
My mom's not that extreme.
my mom is that extreme.
But
Is it your mom or your dad as well?
I don't have a dad.
Oh no, I mean Shanika. Sorry, I'm sorry.
I mean, my dad sort of. I'll be like, not as intensely as my mom.
What's your love language? Number one.
I think it was physical touch.
Physical touch.
I'm touch deprived, y'all. I was kidding.
Also, that's why you horny. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. No, mine is quality time. And you know what? Something very interesting I found out. So whatever is your number one love language, it reflects the very thing that you lack the most from your parents.
The thing is, I did not like being touched when I was a kid. Like when I was a kid, I just did not like anyone touching me.
I mean, I think liking physical touch is contingent upon who's touching you first. Yeah, maybe you didn't like the people that were touching you when you were little.
And actually, my love language also kind of depends on who I'm seeing, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
It's like,
oh wow,
when I was with my very first ex, who did not, validate my emotions, my love language was words of affirmation. Because he didn't validate the things I say, or he didn't say comforting words. And then like when I was with someone who I was with 24/7, my love language was quality time, because I truly do enjoy quality time.
Wow. Yeah. Wait, you too?
No.
Like, does it
depend? I just realized, like, I'm not good with the love languages. Again, I have not been in a relationship. I've not seen a guy since 2019. Like, it's been so long. I don't know any of these things. The words of affirmation is a big one for me. I think I'm in between acts of service and words of affirmation, because I cannot feel validated and comfortable in a relationship if you don't remind me that that you want me, that you care about me.
Right. I think it's fair to say that, like, to some extent, it's modeled off of what you grew up getting from your dad.
Or what I didn't get from my mom.
Or what you didn't get from your mom. Yeah. For me, quality time, it makes sense, like the whole hypothesis that your number one love language is reflective of what you lack the most from your parent growing up, because my mom's a single mom. She was never home. And I'm an only child, so I'm always lonely. So my number one love language across the board, it don't matter if it's my boyfriend that I've been with for 3-4 years, or if it's some fuck buddy that I just met yesterday, it's always quality time. That's why when you said, like, oh, mine changes depending on, like, who I'm with, I'm like, wow. Because mine always stays quality time number one. Non-negotiable.
I think I should change. I think I should retake the test again because.
Oh, there's a test.
There's
I just came up with mine myself.
Oh my.
I mean, you are taking a doctorate degree, so I guess.
Girl, I was just like, I'm
when you're
like,
in
what?
med school.
No. I was just like, what do I value in a relationship? This. It was always a thing when I was with a guy. Like he would be like, you're too much. You expect too much.
He would say they've said that.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Constantly was like, you expect too much, you want too much, you need too much, but like that's my love. I need you to tell me. Like, if you don't tell me, I don't feel comfortable.
Your love languages don't align, maybe.
Yeah, and part of the conversation of the bare minimum within a non-platonic context is that the whole subjectivity of it is that because people, we got different love languages, and so like again, like my bare minimum is modeled off of my bare minimums are modeled off of my love languages. That to me is a bare minimum, you know?
Yeah. And it's so difficult when they don't align. Like when a guy's bare minimum, because guys have bare minimums. When, for example, my ex's bare minimum was like, don't be too needy. Maybe that's his bare minimum. He was like, I like a confident girl. I want a woman that like knows that she's validated, that knows this. But like I'm the kind of person like you need to remind me.
Yeah. It's just finding really so much of it is just finding the people who's I guess
cocok.
Yeah, cocok. It's like complementary parameters of dating and relationships.
Willing to accept your bare minimum.
Yeah.
And willing to work for it. Honestly, a guy who works to achieve your bare minimums is like just as good as a guy who comes out of it. Maybe even better than a guy who from the beginning fulfills your bare minimums.
You literally just reminded me another bare minimum, and I feel like this is one of those objective non-negotiable ones, is being able to compromise. Right?
Yeah.
Right. You know, you ever seen like those TikTok videos of like signs a guy likes you? And it's stupid.
Oh my god, they're so dumb.
And it's always stupid shit like when he opens a door for you. Oh no, that's the kind of shit that made me go like, oh, chivalry real dead.
Yeah, that's completely dead. Yeah. Even I wouldn't think a guy like me. My guy best friends do that just cuz.
Yeah, also a lot of guys that like me don't do that.
Yeah. Masa Pak Sapam buka pintu buat kamu pikir Pak Sapamnya jatuh cinta sama kamu
He's
gitu.
into me.
Yeah.
Damn, you into me like that?
Security guard opens the door for you once. Oh my god, he loves me. Yeah. Or like, I don't know. I keep thinking of like that Mean Girl. Y'all watch Mean Girls, right?
Yes.
And then like when Caddy was like, right? And when Caddy, what's his face? Pretty white boy was like, what's the date today? And she's like, and on October 3rd, he asked me what the date was. It's October 3rd. Yes. Yeah. Oh god, that is the kind of shit that is like, number one, that's not even bare minimum anymore. That's just like, you're just dumb.
And I think just so much happens if you're infatuated with someone. You know?
Yeah. No, people
blinded by love.
Bucin. For all of the Indonesians listening to this, or maybe I guess for like the non-Indonesians listening to this, there's a word in Indonesian, bucin, which it basically insinuates someone who is love blind.
It's bucin is budak cinta, love slave.
Love slave, but for the longest time, I thought bucin stood for buta cinta, love blind.
It works both ways.
Oh, it works both ways.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because if you're a slave for love, you are blinded by love.
It's like when you don't see the red flags. Like you see there are the red flags in front of you, but you just avoid them. You know that he's not fulfilling your bare minimums, but you're so infatuated with this man. You want it to work so bad that you're just like, that wasn't my bare minimum. I'm cool with that.
I feel like me and Shanika are feeling really called out right now. Yeah, I'm with you, sister. I'm with you. I'm like that. Like the flag to me the flag ain't even red anymore. The flag is on fire. That should be my sign to run.
Yeah.
And I still charge forward.
Yeah, but again, red flags
like a satanic bull.
Yeah, but again, red flags just look like flags if you're wearing rose-tinted glasses.
Oh my god,
yeah.
That's so...
Yeah,
Call her... what's the poet?
Rupi Kaur.
But yeah, it's just like, they're just there.
And all flags look the same when you colorblind.
Yeah, and you start like to think, but there's so many good things he does. Like, oh, but he fulfills so many of my other needs that I don't have this one need, you know?
Which I guess brings up the controversial topic of kind of like, where do you draw the line, right? Like, how do you, I guess.
Yeah.
But I think like, paradoxically, the simplest answer to that is a not so simple answer, which is just, it depends on you and where you draw the line. It's so subjective.
Mine is respect. Once you lose respect for me, once you don't show me respect anymore, I'm out.
Yep.
I'm out.
Okay, what if we talk about not respect towards us, tapi to people who they've dated in the past? Would that really affect? Because like I know a guy that has spread someone's nudes back in high school, and he still has a girlfriend now. And then just in my head, it's like, why would someone date, a dude that has done this before? Like, do you put my question is, do you put that into consideration when dating a new guy? It's like, do you believe like, oh, he won't do that again, he won't do that to me,
I'm special? No, you're not, bitch.
That's a really good point, Shan.
Yeah.
You can always tell how a guy is gonna talk about you when you're done by how he talks about his ex.
Yep.
To you.
Yep.
Or to Instagram.
or are you calling? She's calling me out now.
No.
I
bet your ex.
Oh,
I bet your ex.
Oh,
you know how like you had a valid reason to be upset.
period.
Right? Like
not him out here gaslighting you for the shit he done wrong.
Yeah.
That was so funny.
That was very funny. No, that was a week of my life.
But it's like, have you ever gone on a date with a guy, Rich coming from me who doesn't go on dates? Have you ever gone on a date with a guy and you want to know, why didn't it work out with the past? Like, in the past. You have to ask that, because you have to see, like, is there something about him? Like, does he take accountability for the mistakes? But all he does is just shits on his ex. Oh, my ex was this, and my ex was that, and my ex did this. And it's like, so you're telling me in all of this you never did one thing? You never...
It's the lack of introspection for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, truly.
And once you end things with him, he's going to be talking to everyone else about you just like that.
Exactly. Because, bitch, you might think you're special. You're not. You're really not. No.
Yeah.
The men that I've seen, like, they lose they could be the sweetest guy to a girl. Once they get sex, they've stopped everything. They're no longer sweet.
Yep. Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's so sad. It's like, is that just like a way to manipulate a girl into thinking that?
Some men, yeah. I believe it. No, I believe it. I've met some men out there.
Oh,
I believe it.
I'm just gonna put. We all know one man, and I know one man. Do you know who I'm talking about? There's one man in particular that all three of us know.
Yeah.
That does that consistently, and we've just all ignored it because he's our friend.
Do
you know who I'm talking about?
Clarification. So, like, he would
pick a girl up,
do all of
take them to food, take them, like, do this and that,
do nice things with the expectation of having sex in return.
Not necessarily. Maybe you're right, but like what I notice is once he gets it, he's done.
Oh yes, I know. Do you know? Yes.
Are we talking about guys really do just differentiate. I mean, I guess girls also differentiate, hookup material and relationship material.
Yeah, I definitely compartmentalize, like, which are the men that and I'm always 100% upfront with them. Like, I am strictly just using you for sex versus the men that
you are my human dildo.
Yeah. Well, okay, I don't say it like that, but I'm always the bitch, like, like when we match on Tinder or on Bumble, and I'm like, I need to make it very, very clear. I'm looking for something casual, period.
Yeah. I don't think that's a good thing, though. I just feel like a lot of the times girls are put into that category and they don't want to be in that category. Like,
yeah, they don't choose to be.
Yeah, like, I feel like I'm constantly put in the category of, like, hookup material. I haven't hooked up with a guy in, like, forever.
Yeah.
But because I want more, but it just upsets me when I know their intentions and it's like, no, I don't want that. And, like, that upsets me. And I don't know what it is about me or what guys see in me, what bare minimum I don't fulfill.
I guess that's that's a conversation for some other time, I think. Like, the whole hookup culture thing, I have a lot of shit to say. I of all people, because I am, no, it's not a secret on the internet that I am very much a part of hookup culture.
Do you think it's because like we're so outspoken about it?
What do you mean? Like
about like hookups?
That what?
That men see us as not relationship material.
Oh, I feel like that is 100% a contributing factor. But I also just feel like a lot of, I think just, and Peter, I am so sorry, right? I mean, I hope you don't, like you as a male, especially as a straight male, you don't take offense to this. But I kind of feel like it's internalized in a lot of straight men's minds that just by default, like every single woman is just like the mindset of like literally every single woman except for like that one later special woman, everybody else is just a whore.
Yeah.
That kind of
that sucks.
mentality. I don't know, but
do you not feel like that? Like, do you feel like men put you in a box?
I like to put them in a box in return.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because like
Honestly.
that's like, you know, we also have the power to put them in a box.
Exactly.
That's what I feel as well.
Exactly. Whatever you do to me, I can do to you as well.
And
It's
also
not an
a little like pro tip in like the dating culture in Jakarta. It's nice to know like orang dalam in a way, as in
Mutual friends.
mutual.
You mean?
Kenapa gue ngomong orang dalam?
Kenapa lu ngomongnya
Kayak
orang
mutual
dalam?
friends.
Kayak lagi mau
masuk ke club.
Ya.
Mau memasuki
You mean mutual friends, mama?
memasuki orang whatever mutual friend. Itu like once like this guy was like getting really close to me. I was like, this is suspicious. Out of nowhere he's just like texting me and stuff, like suspicious. And then like his mutual friend's like, he wants to just hook up with you. It's kind of good to know like a mutual.
Usually they're guys.
Like, he just wants to hook up with you.
I mean, this is kind of off topic, but like one of my like very, very, very high preference bordering requirement is for the man that I date. Not talking fuck buddy or whatever. I'm talking date, like date, proper dating. I have a very, very high preference for it to be someone that I have at least 2 to 3 mutual friends with. Yeah, it's a safety thing for me. But I know I know girls that are the complete opposite. They're like, I can't date nobody that runs in my circle because like I don't want the baggage of however people perceive me and carrying it over to him, and like, you know, like cross contamination of like perspectives from like different groups of people. So like I also understand that, but so again, it's subjective. It's for me personally. Real talk, I feel like some bare minimums, like I'm speaking from like the women's perspective here, like some bare minimums, I don't like it when some women, they use the guise of something being a bare minimum to just as an excuse to uphold toxic gender norms.
He has to buy me gifts every week.
Like
flowers every dinner.
I was just gonna say flowers. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Like sometimes it's like, bitch, that's not the bare minimum. Like you're just matre. You're just materialistic.
Yeah.
For some of it, and then you know, some others it's just like, no, you're just an inconsiderate person.
Yeah, that's why I think bare minimums are quite subjective now.
But is it bad that I don't see that as a problem? Like, if that's what they want, then great. Find a guy who will do that for you.
True.
Be honest with him. It's not my business.
True.
Like, if that's what you need in a relationship, talk to the guy about it. I'm not here to...
True. I like your approach.
I mean, I think
to it better.
I think in a way it's also similar to what you've talked about before, where you want a guy to also stand on his 2 feet.
Yeah.
And maybe maybe a girl wanting flowers from him is just like a few extra steps. Like she wants to be appreciated through flowers. I
feel like flowers are not the... Again, I guess this is so much of this is subjective. I mean, to me, flowers are like, you kind of going above and beyond. I don't know, like that's not really bare minimum. I think the bare minimum would be like, oh, financially secure, being able to stand on his 2 feet, right? But then like an above and beyond display of that is, he got the disposable income to get me flowers.
Yeah.
On a Tuesday.
On a Tuesday. I love that.
What's something like y'all think is going above and beyond? Something like you.
I have a good one. Above and beyond, but if I find a man like this, takes not just me to dinner, but my siblings. I'm very close to my siblings. So if you treat me and my siblings, like, you don't have to. I'm not saying a guy I'm with has to, but like that would really touch me in a special spot. Caring, but a bare minimum is you gotta be good to my siblings. You have to be good to my siblings. I'm a family oriented person. I can't be with a guy who isn't good to his family. Unless like his family's severely fucked up. And who it doesn't at least respect my family.
Also, general rule of thumb, especially for like when we're talking about straight men here, I guess, right? A general rule of thumb, like especially for straight men, like look at how not only how they talk about their exes, their female exes, they like look how they talk about their mothers, their sisters, their female friends. Just like a general rule of thumb.
But you also don't want too much of a mommy's boy. A lot of people have problems with that.
I don't know. I'm trying to remember like not a bare minimum, like not like above and beyond, going above and beyond. I guess I don't know. One thing cute was like one time my boyfriend, like my ex-boyfriend, like he was out of town because he was at a conference, and so me and my best friend, like we was out like, just doing our thing, like just going out, right? And then like he in the middle of his I think conference, or like he was just coming out of his conference, and he texted me like, what y'all up to right now? And I was like, oh, we're just gonna go to this one bingsu place in Koreatown. And then I told him, and I didn't expect anything. I got to the bingsu place, I made my order, right? Or I didn't even. No. We made our order, but then another order came, and then the person that worked at the bingsu place was like, we got a call from insert my boyfriend name, and like this one, like he bought this for you guys. Yeah,
that is so
yeah. I think that's definitely
a man who's
very
good
cute.
to your friends, or who's willing to get to know your friends more, is very good.
Someone who's involved in like your relationships and circles.
Yeah.
What's your thing where like if a guy did that, that's like above and beyond?
I mean, okay, I know my ex cheated on me, but I did really appreciate when my grandmother was having a birthday. He sent flowers over to her and came like, that's actually cute. Like, I have to give credit where credit is due. I really appreciate that. That's very sweet.
It's like families, like just respecting that you have families.
Okay, you know what? Never mind. Cut that part. I actually asked him to get the flowers. What I think is like cute, not really above and beyond, is like he wants to hang out with my friends because I love my friends, and if he gets along well with my friends, that means you'll get along well with me for a longer time.
Hey, Ma, you know what that Spice Girl song, right? If you want to be my lover, you gotta get away with my friends. Yeah. It's true. Well, don't get too well with my friends. Don't get too with
my friends. I'm the type of person I can't go on one-on-one dates if I don't know the person. If I haven't hung out with them in a group, it gives me anxiety. I can't do it. I don't want to date one-on-one hours on. I don't have the time. I don't have the mental capacity to find a conversation. I want to like invite you to a friend hangout with me and my friends. I can see how you click with all of us, how you click with me, and then maybe after that I'll say yes to a date that just the two of us. But I can't something like I can't start it as a
you can't
one-on-one date.
Like you prefer for like it not to start on such a intense note, right? You want it to be more chill.
I can't. That's why I don't go on Tinder dates. I can't. I just gives me anxiety. I've never been on a Tinder or Bumble date.
Oh, really?
Never.
My goodness! Wow.
Oh my god! An episode. You're in my ear.
Honestly,
yeah, I am so unhinged. You'd be freaking out like, if you knew. Like at one point, like this guy was like unavailable on like the daytime. He was like, maybe we can just go for a night drive. So he picked me up at 11 p.m. See, look at her face right now. Look at her face right now.
From your house?
Wow.
From my house.
You know your house?
Yeah, that's the first time he met me.
Oh wait, what? That's the first time? Oh wait, no, I went because I went I was like, oh, that's sweet. But then that's the first time. Mama, that's dangerous.
Shanika's
I'm
like
crazy like that. No, he actually mentioned it to me. He's like, you're quite brave for just like, going out. I was like,
just casually going out on a night drive with a man that I like literally I've never even met before.
Shanika's like, I don't know you. It's 12 a.m. We're gonna stay in a confined vehicle, just the two of us, where you can lock the doors and not let me out. Sign me up. Great idea for a date.
But I did tell him, I was like, well, at least you're cute. That's my bare minimum.
Like if he, oh my god, like if
you're
he,
cute.
oh my god, like if he, I don't know, murders me, at least he's cute.
Yeah.
You get to heaven, it's like, how did you die? It's like, I got murdered. It's like, oh, I'm
But
sorry.
he was a cute guy.
Sorry, it was an unhinged moment. Like I'm pretty. I was like, you know,
Mama,
this sounds so funny. Like, I even told my friends. My friends were so worried. They were like, Sean, share your location right now. Like, what's his name? Like, where does he live? Gini.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's chill. And then like, it's so funny. At one point, I was like, guys, don't try to find me. Don't try to contact me. Like, if I'm in his basement the next morning, just let me live. I'm just kidding. Yeah, but I was just joking. Like, it's just so funny. It's just so funny to mess with them like that. It's just crazy. The first month of me being single was just like,
Shanika's like, I don't care about living.
The first month of Shanika being single, that was literally like you are right now, like where I was, like in my whole phase back in college.
Oh my god. I had crazy stories back in college.
Oh yeah. That's like premium paid content.
Yeah.
That's maybe for some other time. I was gonna say another bare minimum is like when he like it's fine if you can't drop me home, but if I like, you know, I'll take a grab car or whatever. But like, you know, the bare minimum of asking me via text, hey, you got home, right? You got it home safe, right? The last dude I hooked up, was it the last dude I hooked up with? Yeah, it was the last dude I hooked up with. The last dude I hooked up with, so like I went home with a grab, right? And when I came home, I was so tired because it was like dead in the night, and I immediately passed out. And I woke up because I got a phone call from him because he didn't hear from me last night, and so he called me like to just make sure, like, hey, I want to make sure you're okay.
Yeah.
No, that's a bare minimum.
Yeah. A little above and beyond is like this guy would stay on the phone with me when I was on the in the grab. He would like stay on the phone the entire time, so I wouldn't just like I wouldn't be alone. So the grab guy knew that there was someone on the phone.
Yeah. Oh, we were talking about that in our group chat of like the video you sent of like the college girls. They were like, hey, asking their guy friends like, hey, would you please walk me back to my dorm because there are a lot of creeps outside and I don't feel safe.
And her friend was like, I got you.
Yeah. Also, I think every single one of the men like that they call on the phone, they were like, I got you. And like what we were talking about is, I think it depends, because if that's your friend, that's a bare minimum. But if it's like, you know, if you're like a complete fucking stranger, to be fair, you're not obligated to it. So that's when, like, if you do it, that's you going above and beyond. But if that's your friend, then that's a bare minimum.
Yeah, but it's like a lot of guys think like, oh, I just hooked up with her. I don't have any responsibility. I don't owe her. It's like, no, if you hooked up with her, you do have a responsibility to make sure she's okay. You guys, I'm sorry.
100%.
This is some spiritual. I'm not trying to be like, here are my crystals. But like,
are you going to say soul ties or something?
No. It's like when I didn't used to think like this. I had my whole phase too, but now I'm like very much out of my whole phase, and I very much want to like meaningful relationships.
Yeah.
And
me and Shanika can't relate.
Yeah, no, I'm the only one.
Actually, my whole phase only lasted like a good 2 weeks.
Really?
I was gonna be like, yeah, this is it, let's go. And I'm
my goodness, my whole phase lasted like 3-4 years.
No, it's a good time. Yeah, it's a good time.
Wait, actually, not 2 weeks, maybe a month. Oh, also, just to add, just in case everyone thinks I'm crazy, the guy that I went with 11 p.m. Just in case. Okay, I knew mutuals. I knew he had things to lose if he did anything to me. Okay, continue. Okay. Just in case people think I'm insane.
Yeah, don't be asking Shanika for night drives. Just anyone.
Don't ask Shanika for like dating safety advice. Ask me.
Okay. Back to soul ties.
Yeah, soul ties.
When this is how not everyone has to view it this way, but when you have an intimate relationship with someone, when you have intimate relations with someone,
including sex,
when you have sex with someone, I have to believe like there is a connection going on where like you are putting yourself in their hands. They are putting themselves in your hands.
You're putting yourself in me.
Oh my god. Orgies are just soul knots.
What's it called? The thing where you have to
soul knot. God. That one's confusing.
Oh my god. Okay, no, carry on. Yes.
But there's a level of trust. There's a level of trust to hooking up with someone. And I don't like this idea that like I just hooked up with her. It's fine if she's like out on the street and there are weirdos outside.
Red flag. If a man says that, red flag.
Like I just feel like you do have a responsibility. Like even if you guys aren't dating, even if you guys don't talk anymore, but like,
bitch, you nut in her mouth.
And also like common human decency.
She had her babies in you.
She spit out. Okay, no, I'm so sorry. This is so crass. Anyways, no, but I agree. Like even if, and like, see, even with like my fuck buddies, right? I do make it clear with them, like, yo, we just fuck buddies. But you're my homie first before my fuck buddy. You know what I mean? Like
You're my super smash bro.
No, but it's like, even if you guys are just consensually using each other for sex, like that doesn't really give you the right to objectify. Oh, no, sorry, like, is that the word? Yeah, objectify them, like, and just discard them like they're just some sort of bunda, like, no, I take care. Even all my fuck buddies. Any of my fuck buddies watching this, please leave it down in the comments. Be like, yeah, no, this bitch is being honest. Like, I take care of my fuck buddies. Like, I show like, I care about. I care about them. If you have
a problem, you can call me. Yes. I'm here 24/7. I don't know if you feel this way.
After we fuck, I give them free therapy, pillow talk.
Debriefing.
No, but it's also just like, like legit with some of my fuck buddies, I'm like, yo, you want to go grab lunch? Like, you want to, like, let's catch up. Like, what's been good? Like, what's been going on?
That's really nice, yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, if you got a problem, and like, if I got a problem, and like, I got a lot of negative emotion, and they console me.
Yeah.
That's the bare. Well, is that the bare minimum? That is.
I think it's at least it should be a new bare minimum.
Yeah. Especially like with the advent of like modern hookup culture and everything.
A new software update to the bare minimums.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. But yeah,
hookup cultures make bare minimums so difficult.
Yeah, it really does.
It makes it very difficult.
It really does.
I think we need to differentiate for relationships and hookups. Kind of hookups is like a
of course,
sex. Yeah, that'd be aftercare everything.
Aftercare. That's an entirely different topic. That's actually a good idea. I should put that down on the notes. But yeah.
A guy that just gets up and leaves.
Have y'all had that? Yeah, with y'all hookups.
Di luar negeri?
Yeah,
it's a common thing.
It's a common thing. They nut in you once, they leave.
Oh gosh. Oh, I've seen those memes yang kayak apa, like someone just laying and then like there's like the like the
cum all over. And it's like, fine. This is R-rated.
And there's like semen on like the tummy and stuff, and then like the girl's just like, well,
and he's like, the guy's like,
I'm a dip.
Yeah.
At least give me a towel. At least give me tissues.
Oh, you want to talk about bare minimums within the domain of hookup culture? If you nut in her because the condom slipped up, you forgot to use a condom because it's in the heat of the moment. So, condom broke. I don't buy that. But something happened. You nut in her. You as the man, go buy her the Plan B. Plan B is expensive. Yeah. Especially when I was back in the US. True. Holy fuck. Buy her that Plan B. You know what Plan B is, right, Peter? Peter's such a good, like, alim boy. Sometimes I feel like I'm corrupting him. I'm so sorry. You know what Plan B is, right? Postinor. Yeah, okay.
Bare minimum, get STD tested. STI
Oh, God.
Bare minimum.
There
so
it is.
True.
Throwback to the episode, Shanika, you and me, when I told you about how I got chlamydia from my friend.
Right.
That was my episode.
No, that was her episode.
Oh, but you told me.
I told you about the whole chlamydia thing. Yeah. I got it from a friend who got it from the streets.
Yeah, I had to check after I knew he cheated on me. In no way I'm offending the woman. Like, just,
you could. I'm kidding.
I'm sorry. But like STI testing, that's not like a thing where like, oh, I'm blaming the woman. No, that's just a thing you should do.
Everybody. I don't care what genitals you got.
Yeah, and I think that's also like, again, a bit talking about cheating. I think that's why you need to, it's like, it's hard because like, misalnya lo punya suami, terus suami lo jajan as in jajan wanita. Like, and then you still do it with your wife. Nggak kasihan apa?
Yeah. No, but that's been like a thing that's been happening in Indonesia, like the HIV breakouts in Bandung. Yeah. Y'all heard about that, right? Right, Peter, am I getting right? Like in Bandung, there's like been an outbreak of like or like just a sudden increase of like married women testing positive for HIV, and it's because they got it from their husbands that have been cheating around. But I think that is it for today's episode. We hope that you guys enjoyed that. Thank you to the both of you for being back on this show.
Thank you for having us.
And that is it, you guys, for this episode. Be sure to like, comment, and fucking subscribe, you cunts.
Subscribe now.
Please.
Thank you.
Bye.
That's the bare minimum. If you watch my content, subscribe. The subscribe button is the bare minimum. It's for free.
It's the bare minimum.
Do it. Bye-bye.
Bye.